I'm pleased to come to you tonight from Orlando, Florida. And here I am in Orlando, Florida. I don't know where you happen to be on this planet, but I'm super grateful you're here. And we're going to have some fun. So, whether it's the morning for you, or it's the evening for you, or it's the afternoon for you, we're fortunate because you're hearing about LEV AI, one of the first people to hear about this on the planet, and we're available worldwide. And so, the person that invited you here tonight is interested in participating with you and sharing with you a way that you can leverage AI. The idea of LEV AI is leveraging AI, and that the future is in your hands. You know, there isn't a day that goes by that you don't hear about AI in the newspaper or on social media, on your phones, on the radio. There's a story out there somewhere. And so tonight we're going to share with you how not only to hear about these technologies, not only to figure out what to do with those, but to profit from the growth of the LEV AI opportunity around the planet. And so over the course of the next 20, 25 minutes, you're going to learn three things during this presentation that will immediately improve your future. And millions of people will join us. In fact, over 20,000 people have joined us in the last 3 weeks, and we're only a couple of weeks away from launching. So you're actually hearing about us almost in the preview time period, if you will, because you're one of the first people on the entire planet to get introduced to the concept that's going to impact literally tens of millions of people over the course of the next 2 or 3 years. And why is that? Well, because AI is the most powerful force on earth at this moment in time. So tonight we'll talk about these three things. Number one, AI is having a profound impact on your life and the life of everyone around you. In fact, if you're not using AI like ChatGPT or anything else right now, you're probably part of the minority. 700 million people last week typed questions in ChatGPT. 70 million people are paying for a subscription. So there's a lot of curious people, but here's the great opportunity. There's about 4 billion plus people on the internet that are using various products and services. And everybody that has a phone, anybody on earth that's using a phone at this moment in time, will absolutely be relying on AI to do their job better in the future. And if you're not using it now, then your competitors are. The second thing is everyone in the marketplace should be using this right away. And we're going to show you a new tool with LEV AI, how you can immediately begin to use it in your life and your business. And lastly, there's an unprecedented opportunity to profit off the growth of AI. You might have missed sort of a lot of the crypto sort of explosion over the last decade. And obviously, cryptocurrency was something that for a lot of people, they were unsure of. They weren't sure whether it was real or weren't sure whether there were economics attached to it. And now we're talking about a multi-trillion-dollar currency industry that's impacting every country on earth. And so it's been accepted. You know, the early adopters try things, they test things, they break things. Once enough people have gone through the adoption stage, you start hearing the awareness stage. Millions of people, tens of millions, hundreds of millions of people are obviously aware of AI. And then lastly, there's the acceptance phase. And that's where the mass amount of wealth is created. And that's where we're at with LEV AI. See, AI is having a massive impact on every business worldwide. The world's largest corporations are all utilizing it to tell a story. The most profitable corporations on earth, the fastest growing stocks, are all implementing these strategies because they're not necessarily trying to do it in a way to reduce, let's say, human participation. They're trying to do it in such a way that you can be more productive. You could do 10 times or 20 times as much work with less effort. And so that's what we'll talk to you about tonight and a way to implement that right away. In fact, the biggest minds on earth will tell you that it's enormous. There's nothing in our lifetime that's been bigger from a financial standpoint over the next 5 or 10 or 20 years. It's been suggested right here, the CEO of DeepMind says it's 10 times bigger than the Industrial Revolution and maybe 10 times faster. And that requires you to take action immediately. And tonight you'll hear about how you can do that and you can make profits immediately as well. See, LEV AI makes it very simple for all entrepreneurs everywhere on earth to launch, market, and grow any of their businesses and do it without expensive technology, without expensive, CTOs or CMOs or agencies, or even really, really complicated skills. We're going to show you with our platform how you can do it yourself. And the LEV AI irresistible offer is simple. We can do it all for less than the price of a daily cup of coffee. Like seriously, for $2 to $4 a day, we're going to massively have the opportunity for you to be more productive and more profitable and certainly more efficient in your life. See, the problems LEV AI solves are very, very simple. All entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, influencers, sales professionals, whoever you are out there that's trying to generate business, if you want to generate more business, you need what? You need more exposure. Now, we know social media has gone crazy. So if you missed cryptocurrency and you missed what happened with the internet over the last couple of decades, pay close attention to how now, if you invest a little bit of time and energy in understanding AI, you can now jump right into the social marketing stage. You actually can access tools you've never had before. And where you might have been intimidated before, we simplify this for you in sort of a paint by numbers ability for you to leverage a variety of different AI options. See, one of the things that's interesting out in the marketplace today is there's a massive amount of options. One of the challenges is there's hundreds of different AI products. But you don't need AI products for medicine. You don't need it to operate your car more efficiently or on your farm. You might specifically need it to drive more customers or to create more brand awareness. One of the most important values you have on earth right now is your own personal brand. Your brand on social media, on TikTok, on Instagram, on YouTube, on Facebook, on LinkedIn. If you're not actually using your personality, your contacts, your entire life's contacts, and you're not leveraging that for more value, you're missing out on who you are. You deserve to get paid to be yourself. One of the most exciting things I think about life right now is that we're living at this moment in time. I was talking with my kids, are 19 and 22 years old, and I've been talking a lot to my son the last year and a half about AI. And I says, if there's only one thing you should do, you should absolutely learn to leverage AI in your life. And you should start to build your personal brand, that all your friends and your family, the people you work with, they're all your connections. My greatest connections in life go all the way back to my college years, even my high school years. And the next 5 or 6 years as I connect in business, I still do a lot of business with people that I've known for over 40 years. I've been in the direct selling industry for over 40 years. I've seen a lot of things happen in 4 decades in communication, but I've never seen any tool that could leverage my personal brand and contacts more efficiently than LEV AI. And with so many AI products out there, we're going to show people they don't need everything. We're going to introduce them to a half a dozen services they can implement right away that allows them to get confidence, create their own personal websites, create their own funnels, their own customer service response rates, and actually drastically limit their fear of failure and give them confidence. In fact, you can assign these services to your own business partners. So there's a lot of things that we have, and we have them all in one place. So I'm going to walk through those right now for you. So we have an online presence. We're going to show you how to blow up your online presence if you're interested. Now, if you're shy and you're more introverted, we're going to show you how you can do faceless versions of this. But the bottom line is more candidates, more exposure, more business, more profitability for you. We're going to show you how to connect with those customers. We'll give you instant web builders. I don't know a person out there that doesn't have an idea or for a website or an idea to drive more business from a website to their current website. In today's world, you should have your own personal website, even with your name on it, your contact information, a little bit about your background, and you could create all of that in minutes with LEV AI. It's just one of the tool sets we offer. On top of it, we could create funnels for you that can drive more candidates, more customers to your door, and especially if you're in the coaching business. Maybe you're in real estate, maybe you're in insurance, whatever sales profession you're at, we know we can help you. On top of that, we're going to remind you through AI, we're going to teach you how to communicate more efficiently, and we're going to help you access leads. Let's bounce right through it. So first, Social media, social selling has never been bigger. If you're out there and you read books, you're probably seeing Gary Vaynerchuk talk a lot about social selling. You know, there are people in America right now on TikTok that have a couple thousand followers, but when they get on TikTok this afternoon, they can just sit there and talk, and the algorithm will send them 500 or 1,000 or 2,000 people. They don't know that many people, but it will actually send it to you if you know what to do. If you're on Instagram, it will go out and find people that are like-minded. If you're on YouTube and you make content, it will find like people for you and help you build communities. What if there was an AI solution that helped you engage these people in meaningful conversation and drove them to the conversations that you want that perhaps drive business? Could be any business. You could be in the weight loss business or skincare business or legal services business, travel business, whatever type of business you have, where it's hair salons or your bakery or restaurant. If you want to tell your story, then it's better if that's being told 24 hours a day. That's part of our solution, and we're going to direct them to your profile. And then what happens is we're able to take contacts. You can actually take a screenshot of contacts of somebody you might see online, and you can take a picture and we can analyze that particular person's background, and we can take a look at their social media information, how they communicate, who they're connected to, what do they talk about, and it's going to give you suggestions on ways you could communicate with those particular contacts. You can upload all your contacts into the manager. It can begin to organize things for you so you can begin to engage people in meaningful conversation. This is just life-changing. Instead of guessing, it's going to assess just for you. And we can import those things into your contact manager and make it really simple and help you organize your communication. Oftentimes I tell people if they want to build a business, you can just go on Facebook and then communicate and talk with all the people that have your birthday every single day. So if today's birthdays, I saw there's 9 different people on there for today. If all I did was say, hey Jan, how are you doing? Happy birthday. We haven't chatted in a while. Let's connect in the next 24, 48 hours. When's the best time? If you just did that 5, 6, 7, 9 times, 10 times a day, that's hundreds of contacts a month, thousands of contacts a year. And now we can begin to mind map them into a process, and then we can engage them in meaningful scripts. Wouldn't it be nice if you knew what to say to those people? Well, with LEV AI, we're able to research that information and based on their personality and who they are, give you suggestions of engagement. It's a game changer. We'll also build the website for you, as I mentioned. You know, it would be very valuable for anyone here to learn how to generate funnels. You hear, Russell Brunson talks about, funnel concepts, and he's generated a multi-billion-dollar industry teaching people how to do one-to-many presentations, similar to I'm sharing with you right now, one-to-many, right? But now, what if it was possible for you to have an AI version of a one-to-many presentation that was working for you 24 hours a day around the globe? Well, that can happen, and it can be a branded site. It could be actually with your personality, or it can be sort of a faceless personality if you wanted to. The point is, we're going to help you build a website and do it in minutes, or even the very first day that you get started. We're going to show you how to follow up with those people, fortunes in the follow-up. It'd be built into the system for reminders, and it will suggest you different things you can say to follow up with people, even email campaigns, communication campaigns. And we have over 2 billion prospects online that we can actually walk through and find customers that are interested in your business. We're going to show you how to locate leads. It's part of our packages. So whether you decide to get a basic package or a professional package, we're going to give you access to getting leads for your business. And again, that's all based on your specifications, the kind of leads you want, in the age range, with the interest categories, or the geography that might be fascinating for you. And if that wasn't enough, how cool is it to actually have your own AI, avatar? In other words, you can have your own videos in your own voice that talks just like you to people. And it can answer the questions you'd like them to answer about your business, whatever might be important to you. You could be talking about the LEV AI opportunity, or you could be talking about maybe your local restaurant and the features for Taco Tuesdays. The point is, it will create scripts for you, and it will actually create your own AI twin. Right here, we have the fabulous Larry Lane. He's a partner, one of the top partners of all of LEV AI. And here's an example of what Larry looks like. Good looking guy, Southern California, just what a handsome dude, right? And so if you're like Larry, maybe you're just happy to use your happy face. But let's say you're shy. Maybe you're someone who you don't feel comfortable on camera. Well, you can either use your face or you can actually choose from a number of other avatars and they can answer questions on your behalf, which is really a game changer. And what's cool is it can answer in all different languages and it can be scripted exactly the way you want. Say, LEV AI will help you script the message and create the message, and it's literally your own twin. And what's exciting is it can all be done just from some simple voice clips and video clips you upload into the system. And wouldn't it be cool if wherever you're at, you could speak not just one language or 3 languages or 5 languages, but multiple languages. See, with LEV AI, we could have someone like Larry here who speaks English, but he can speak Hindi or Portuguese or Spanish or German or Thai or Chinese. It doesn't matter, because with LEV AI, we're now at the moment in time where the AI twins are unprecedented. And now you can communicate around the world. Now, after 40 years of being in direct selling, being a part of companies that generated over billions of dollars in sales and growing teams all over the planet, I can tell you, if I could go back in time, I sure wish I could have spoke multiple languages. I mean, I've traveled around the world to many different countries helping people build, but there was always translators right next to me. I speak, they speak to an audience, and back and forth and back and forth. Now, because AI is so incredible, technology is growing so fast, you can build a worldwide business with LEV AI or your own company, and now you can speak in multiple languages. They can hear you in those languages, and they can duplicate the same methods. So, the world, as we said, is getting smaller and smaller and smaller. Now you have infinite amount of friends all over the planet. And as I said right at the outset, the best thing about what we offer is our pricing. It's really all for basically a cup of coffee a day. For $49 a month or $99 a month, you can get the basic features or the pro features. And the person that actually invited you to the call tonight perhaps sent you a link that you could go and you could get a preview of the dashboard for free. So at the end of this, we'll remind you about that. But when you go log into the dashboard after you log in for free, you can actually access all of our services. You can look at the service portfolio we have. You can look at the compensation portfolio as well. But the exciting thing is, right out of the gate, people are going to be able to build websites and have their AI talk and begin to, communicate with customers and be more efficient than they ever have before. And this is what I consider to be the irresistible offer. At only a couple dollars a day, everybody's going to be interested. And, having your own interactive AI that talks like you and acts like you in your business will be a game changer, because you can be in multiple places at the same time. You might have a small company where you're training people often, or maybe there's a lot of salespeople or call center people, or maybe you have new employees at a restaurant. You can create your avatar so it can go through and set up training courses, and it can answer questions for the newest people anywhere they're at. Again, all a game changer at $49 or $99 a month. If you've looked at the price of AI out there, it's very, very high. And so some services are $20 and $30, like ChatGPT might be $20 to $100. Video creators are $50 to $100, $200. You could go on and on and on, but just the small amount of services I covered today literally cost you hundreds and hundreds of dollars, and you would have to log into each site with a different password and then talk to this site and grab information from this site to that site. It'd be really just sort of inconvenient and expensive, and it doesn't make sense. And so one thing that's fabulous is when you have a product that everybody wants at a price anybody can afford, you grow quickly. And that's why we have 20,000 plus people in a couple of weeks that raised their hand and said, man, I need a preview. I need to take a look at what you're talking about. See, but we're about to launch in a couple of weeks. And by the time we do, I would say within 90 days of today, there could be 100,000 people now that have previewed and raised their hand and said, wow, we're interested in LEV AI and making a difference in our life. But that's just the first 90 days. over the course of the next couple of years, can you imagine the tens of millions of people in this country that have to make decisions about AI, and we have a solution for them for the price of a cup of coffee a day? It's unprecedented. And so we have strong value proposition. We have outstanding pricing. We have a simple process that's focused on entrepreneurs and solopreneurs. One of the things I like about what we're doing is we're not trying to be everything to everyone. We're trying to say that, hundreds of millions of people have businesses around the world, and hundreds of millions of people are going to have to make some AI decisions. And the landslide, the opportunity, the gold mine, the blue ocean for all of this is the cash flow and the revenue that will be created in the trillions because people need to learn new skills. And we have this unprecedented value proposition. We're not charging 3 times more, we're charging 3 times less. In fact, it's exciting to know that anyone can jump in, and if they just wanted to use our service for a month and just test them, they would be blown away and get their value in the first 48 hours. That's why we're so excited. The AI industry is expanding at a crazy rate, over $500 billion economy right now, but it's expected to be a couple $1 trillion. $1 million in $1 million bills is like 18 inches high. And $1 billion in $1,000 bills is 150 feet higher than the Washington Monument. $1 trillion in $1,000 bills just goes on forever. It's insane. And the fact that the AI industry is impacting trillion-dollar companies to invest hundreds of billions of dollars to grow by trillions of dollars should get your attention. There's over 70 million freelancers in the United States alone. These are people working for themselves, home-based business professionals, sales professionals that need support, selling real estate, selling insurance, offering products and services. We have the gig economy. We have tens of millions of people making money on YouTube and TikTok and Instagram and Airbnb and Uber. They're just businesses that are looking to be leveraged, and they're going to grow, and that gives you the opportunity to profit on the growth. I know everyone on here has probably been to a Walmart, but how many people were buying Walmart stock over the last 20, 30, 40 years? Every single person's probably had Starbucks coffee. But if you would have spent the same amount of money on Starbucks coffee and bought their stock, you'd have an extraordinary amount of wealth. The fact of the matter is people hear about services, but instead investing in the profit, in the growth of those industries, they miss out. Don't miss out on the most obvious growth, sector in history. Mark Cuban was saying this week, the billionaire previous owner of the Dallas Mavericks, but he's a very, very successful business person in the internet. And he was saying, he was talking to his kids. Now, his kids are teens and early 20s. And he says, if there was anything I would want my kids to do, or any teen out in the world, they could make an extraordinary legacy type wealth if they focused on AI. He said, if they focused on implementing businesses with AI, don't just learn AI, learn how to implement it in businesses, and then just charge people a couple $1,000s or $1,000 to implement their businesses. He said any teenager that has a cell phone and plays video games could literally make life-changing income in this revolution that we're looking at over the next 5 or 10 years. We should all take that to heart and say, we've got something much simpler. So we're offering these great packages at $50 and $100. We're going to give you generous acquisition bonuses to sell it. So when you offer a package, you earn 50% the first month, which is exciting. You're earning a 30% acquisition bonus, and you actually get a commission of 20%. So it's a total of 50%. And the ongoing commission of 20%. So if you get in and sell 2 people a $100 package, you're actually earning $100. Pretty simple. If you sell 4, $200. It's possible for you to earn hundreds of dollars a week or thousands of dollars a month if you went out there and you brought on satisfied customers. Now, from an income representation standpoint, we can't guarantee any incomes, of course, but what we can suggest to you is we can guarantee if you get the customers, we'll pay you the commissions. And we have all sorts of different ways you can earn money. So affiliates online, there are people out there that are joining this company that have brought on, 10, 50, 100, 200, 300 customers, candidates into the system in the last couple of weeks. And you can too, just like you're plugging people in on a call right now, you can introduce people to the next call or this recorded call. And when they sign up and they begin to buy the products and services, you earn a 50% commission the first month and 20% after that. You can work your way up the team commissions. There's 8 different ranks that pay you more. The person that invited you to this call will send you a link. You can sign up for free and you can actually print out the compensation plan, which you're going to love. It's a very, very simple plan to understand. It's very profitable, and there are going to be an extraordinary amount of people that will augment their current, incomes, or maybe absolutely just, transplant their incomes into something extraordinary because of AI. But get your hands on the compensation plan and find out how you can build your business. So we're in the final sort of timeline, if you will, of this company, and we're coming down to the last couple of weeks. And so what we're excited at is we're testing all our applications. Our final design is ready. Our back office reporting tools are looking good. Again, if you sign up for free, you get a back office right now. You can already see your teams. You can start to get access to information. But we're testing things and we're rolling it out, and you're hearing about it, 10 days, 2 weeks or so, a couple weeks before we launch. There's 8 billion people on the planet, 5 billion or so connected online at all times, hundreds and hundreds of millions of people looking for AI right now, and you have the opportunity to get started and get them plugged in. You can even begin to adjust your teams and manage your teams and communicate with your teams with our time management tools. Everything's in multiple languages. You can get started right away. We have 10 languages there, but we can communicate in literally 40 different languages right out of the gate, which is exciting, no matter where you are in the world. We can pay you through PayPal, through our global payment system, and our company is fortunate that it's launched on a solid platform. LaCour Enterprises is the global service provider for LEV AI. And LaCour has been in business over 25 years, literally having offices all over the world, launching direct selling companies and direct selling teams. We have payment systems. We build our own compensation plans. We have our marketing teams, our finance teams. And we're really, really fortunate that we're backed by a very, very successful business enterprise that's generated billions of dollars in sales over the last 25 years and has proven management. And if that wasn't enough, we're so fortunate that our founder, Blake Schrader, has helped launch this initiative. See, Blake's been around the direct selling industry for 2 decades. He's been all over social platforms. He's operated businesses. He's helped launch direct selling companies in multiple countries, speaks 3 languages, understands the world as it relates to direct sales, and understands the importance and the role, was a previous lawyer, obviously understands the legal side, and more importantly than that, wants to make a difference and says, there's a lot of direct selling companies out there, but what if we could offer a service that anybody could use at any direct selling company anywhere in the world and use the latest technology and offer it at an affordable price? There would be unlimited customers. And he looked at that solution. He looked at all the various AI things going on in the world and said, I think we know what we could put together. We know the right price point, and I certainly know the right partner in Terry LaCour and LaCour Enterprises. And so he was able to put that team together, and we're so grateful we have Blake and our experienced team behind us. So if you're looking for a company that wants to grow and grow crazy, well, you want to take a good look at LEV AI and get started right now. Again, you're going to hear about us before we even launch. You can connect with us on social, but before you do that, go on and get back together with the person that put you on the line. Right now, though, I'd like to bring on a friend of mine and somebody who's been very successful here with LEV AI. In fact, he took the lead right out of the gate and says, man, I've been in direct selling for a few decades myself, and this is a person that's generated literally hundreds of millions of dollars in business, training millions of people in all different businesses, and at that same time said, there's something different here. I think people are going to be interested. And Larry, they sure have been interested. Could you share with people what's happening out there and the results of the people that you've brought in. Like, what's going on with these people in a couple of weeks?
Yeah, absolutely. I've got 157 personals in the last 22 days and over 20,000 people in the team. But really, when I first saw this, I was on a Zoom. I think there were 40 people on an NDA, and I heard Randy talking about it. And right when he said AI, I was already interested because I'm interested in AI, and I know that AI is absolutely. I say AI is the future, but Randy says no, AI is now. We're just in front of this wave that's about to happen. But I knew it would help my current company, which I'm a co-owner of. I knew it would help us with our sales. So what I do is when I get something that I really think is great, I'll go out to a couple of key leaders. And if they come back with a, hey, this is great, let's run, that's exactly what we do. And we have not looked back. It's so easy to talk about AI. This is probably, I've been doing network marketing, online marketing for 36, 37 years. This is the easiest build I've ever done. This is probably the fastest build I've ever done because everybody on the planet, they're either interested in AI, they're scared of AI. They want to know more about AI. They definitely want to learn how to use AI. And then we can say, well, hey, with LEV AI, you can actually also earn some residual income and start to build an empire for yourself by sharing it. And I think it's very powerful that LEV AI is going to be kind of like that AI university where we educate people not only how to use it. I mean, we're giving these $49 packages and $99 packages. We want people to be able to understand how to use it. We want them to be able to utilize the tools in the membership to grow their business, whether it's travel, whether it's crypto, whether it's health products, it doesn't matter. I mean, I've signed up real estate agents, I've signed up insurance agents. I just sat down with a couple right before this Zoom. They're over here in Sherman Oaks, California. They've already signed up 3 people since I got back here to do the Zoom with you, and I just left the table not even 45 minutes ago. So
Right.
it's very exciting. So I would encourage everybody on the Zoom, talk to people. Literally, what I say, if I send a message, I'm like, look, this is going to be your VIP access. Take a free position. And when we launch in 2 weeks or less, you're going to get first access to the information. And everybody's taking that free spot. I try to send 30 messages in the morning. I've already had 9 signups just today. As soon as they sign up, I get the email. I've already got the message ready. Hey, welcome to the team. This is what you need to do. Plug into the WhatsApp group, plug into the social medias, and I literally just get people duplicating. So, Scotty, you did an awesome job tonight. I'm just happy to be here, but I want everybody not to miss this. I want you
Yeah.
to be talking to people. There's people that you know, there's people in your phone. Go on Facebook Messenger. You can scroll back 5 years on Facebook
That's right.
Messenger.
That's
And I
right.
promise you, go down in 2021, 2022, you will see people that you haven't even thought of that you can drop a little blurb to. Same
Yep.
thing with WhatsApp. Same
Yep.
thing with Telegram. Everybody
Yep.
should have 5, 10, 15 personals, 20, 30, 40, 50. It's unlimited here because it's so easy to
Yeah,
talk
think
about.
about that. One of the things I think is interesting, Larry, is typically in direct selling, if you build large organizations, someone does $100 a month in sales or 200, like their own personal consumption. But what's fascinating about this is everybody's going to have so many customers. Like, you'll bring someone in and they'll be able to sign up 10 different customers, 15 different customers. So they'll actually represent, if you looked at your organization, $500 in sales or 1,000 or $1,500 in sales. And you can imagine if you had a team of just 100 people, but they're representing $500 in sales, that's $50,000 in business. And that people are using these services over and over and over, and they're being reminded daily. I like to share with people. I'm like, a lot of times you offer a product or service in other companies, and maybe they use it each day, maybe they don't use it, or maybe they forget about it. It's in their shelf or in their box or something. Here, this is something they'll be using each and every single day, building their business, reminding them that, hey, it costs less than a cup of coffee a day, and they're getting all this massive value out. They're adding to their brand value, they're adding to their business, and then the average sales per unit is going to be extraordinary. I mean, I've never seen anything grow at this speed at such an early phase, and I can only imagine what's going to happen just the first 90 days. It's going to be so much fun.
Yeah, absolutely. And this really goes outside of online marketing and
Yeah.
network marketing because I'm telling you, I was sitting down at a table. I had just got the video the night before from Blake of me speaking in Spanish. And this gentleman was a real estate agent. And he literally said, I've got 17 locations all across Southern California, and I really want to build up my Spanish market. And I pulled that video up, played me in Spanish. And he goes, wow, do you speak Spanish? And I said, no, this is my new company. We have AI technology where you can speak Spanish. He signed up on the spot. I didn't have to, we didn't desert. I had signed him up before dessert got there.
Yeah,
That's how
yeah.
easy it was.
Yeah, and I think just to what Larry was saying in closing, the bottom line is get in. If you haven't got in, get in. Then just get your link, and then don't be worried. Don't be afraid. So many people are looking for the message. It's everywhere. They're all leaning in. The first person that talks to them about AI, they're going to listen, just like you listened and I listened to anyone else. And that's why we'll go from 25,000 people to 250,000 people, in 3 to 6 months to 2.5 million people. The reason is that there's never been a subject that's actually been more received and more warmly received ever for me in 40 years. It's just that there's just so many people saying, come tell me, help guide me to AI, which makes the opportunity for us just extraordinary.
Yeah, now that you're talking about AI and it's your business, just watch your commercials between your shows. Every other one is something to do with AI. So really,
Yeah.
we're all here. We got these amazing marketing packages to help people build their business. So perfect place, perfect time. Take advantage of it.
Yeah, very cool. Well, hey, good evening, good afternoon, good morning around the world. This is a global opportunity. You're going to be able to build it in any country with every language, have so much fun, make new friends, improve your profits and just your efficiency, have more time with your family for happiness and joy and peace of mind. So we're excited to have you. Lev AI, leverage AI. We welcome you. We're grateful. We look forward to getting to know you in the future. Good night, everybody.
Thank you, Scotty. Good night, everybody.